Now I want to talk about a very important topic, which is footwear. And I suppose I'm approaching this as a man, but I've seen every different type of footwear on the Camino, from sandals to shoes to trainers to boots, and every type of injury on the Camino. And the most prevalent problem is blisters. So, focusing on footwear. When I first was going to do my Camino, I never had a blister, but I had a lot of problems with my tendons. They swelled up. I never had any problems because I did a lot of practice walks, and I've always used a shoe called Salomon. This brand here, Salomon boots. This type of boots, with coupled with a sock, a Bridgestone sock. This is the mark Bridgedale. Sorry, Bridgedale sock. This is the one that I've been using. Now they are expensive type of sock. They're over €25 or £20. I usually buy them in Belfast. There's a shop up there, and the boots are about 220 euros or something like that. So footwear is expensive, but it's the type of footwear I use all year round anyway, not just for walking. I would just use it for my day-to-day use. So I'm comfortable with it. I never get blisters. I've walked everywhere with it, and I just find it good. What you can do on the Camino, as regards footwear, make sure you have the socks you're wearing and two more pairs, or three, but at least two pairs. And as you're walking along the day, say you're doing a 20-kilometer walk or a 25-kilometer walk, stop halfway. Take off your shoes, take off your socks, check your feet, no blisters. You might want to change another pair just to keep your feet fresh and make sure that you're not letting blisters develop, because some people, they do these crazy walks of 40 kilometers and then they take off their shoes at the end of the day and their feet are in bits. Don't allow that. Just be sensible. Walk with the shoes you've walked with. Do not do not start a Camino with shoes you've never worn. You need to have worn those shoes for at least 3 months before you do the Camino. With socks, good socks, spend the money. It's a great investment. As I said, I've never had blisters. And I've done the same with my son. We started off the Camino first, and because he was small, I just let him go in runners, trainers. And he had awful problems with his feet. He was getting blisters that were just awful. And I remember I just went into a shop and I bought a pair of Salomon kind of not the boots, but shoes. And drastically improved his feet. And then the next Camino, I just bought him a smaller pair of my own boots, and he had no issues with them. And so that's what my suggestion: get good soft footwear. As regards clothes, as I said, tight fitting hiking jeans, either man or woman, tight fitting hiking jeans, so that there's no chaffing, so that your skin or between your legs or your backside isn't rubbing against each other, because it becomes very painful. So I'm just you can get the nice loose clothes and stuff like this, but they're just not fit for walking. So tight fitting jeans, maybe a compressed shirt or something like that. It's really up to you. T-shirt, undergarment or something like that. But that's just my thoughts on it. I usually use Under Armour because they wash quickly and they dry within 10 to 15 minutes in the evening. And you only need the pair of hiking stuff that you're wearing, and a change in the evening, and then you rotate them. Obviously, a hat, the thing, software, clothing, a soft hat or something like that to cover you, and you highly recommend your sunscreen. Some people, they wear long sleeves and they wear the long trousers as well. That's really up to yourself. I always wear shorts and short sleeves, and that's basically as regards footwear and clothing. You can wear a raincoat, get a raincoat if you want. As I said, I don't recommend the poncho. I bought a poncho, never used it, not once. And by the time you take it out, if it's going to be a torrential day of complete rain, maybe it's a good thing. I've never experienced that much rain that I bothered with the poncho. I just had a raincoat and sometimes an umbrella to walk in. But in the number of times I've walked, usually in the summer, it's been pretty good weather. And so, that's my thoughts on the footwear. Test them out. Testing is always good. Test them out. Rigorously test them so that you feel comfort. Another thing on the blister side is the heat. If you're walking, heat does, and it's and the route you're taking, say, is in a road or something like that, one of these stages. If you're walking and it's very hot, I've seen people, they're doing the 35 kilometers and they finished their walking at 5 in the evening. The heat is going to impact your feet and blisters. So just be aware of that. We try to avoid walking as much as possible in the heat and have our walking finished early. So 20-25 kilometers, maybe start early, keep the heat down. Don't avoiding heat stroke or sunstroke or getting burnt. So that's just the suggestions on there. And obviously check your feet every 10 kilometers just to make sure, because once you have blisters, it just makes the whole thing. I've seen so many people suffer on the Camino. I said, why are you suffering? What's going on here? I managed to walk with no blisters for years. It's just people don't know what they don't know. So spend the money on a good pair of shoes, test them out, test them in the good environment, and don't overstress yourself. Don't walk for the sake of walking, and then suffering blisters. Be careful. I've seen this with groups of men or groups of pilgrims that start off in France, 8 men together, and they have to make the stages together. Do you know what I mean? And some of them are really suffering. I said, no guys, you have to plan this correctly so that you can enjoy your walk. So buy good shoes, break them in, make sure you're comfortable with them, make sure you've done your practice, and think about the clothing you're bringing. But less is best, and understand to check your feet and be careful of walking in very high temperatures. God bless you. Take care. Bye bye.